Hey guys, it's Chrispy Driver, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Lamborghini Gallardo. We're going to look at the interior and exterior of this specific model, and then we're going to do a little bit of driving, and then we're going to sit down and speak with the owner. If you like this video, please leave me a like. If you subscribe, just know that I appreciate it, but most importantly, have a wonderful day. So moving into the interior of this Lamborghini, we're going to take a quick peek. We'll go slide in here. And probably one of the first things you're going to notice, just like on the Ferrari, is the paddles. Again, for Lamborghini, I believe they call this the E-gear, which was new for this model. And it did also come with a H-pattern six-speed transmission as well, but I don't know that those are nearly as common. Another thing you might notice in here as soon as you get in is that, well, to the side here, is you got your parking brake right here. So right there in the perfect part of the transmission tunnel. And then we got a few selection buttons. Correct me if I'm wrong here, that the A is for the automatic setting for the transmission, correct? Okay, so this one here would set the transmission to automatically shift for you, so you would not have to use the shifter paddles. I believe this would be stability control and then sport. As we move further up, we move into our entertainment system and temperature controls, of course. Oh, gorgeous tactile buttons, which makes it really nice to use. I especially like the window buttons and so forth. All very nicely set up. And then moving forward or further up in the center, we got our vents, and then we got our gauge clusters, which are really nice as well, showing the oil pressure, oil temperature, and so forth. If we move to the left, back to the steering wheel, we see our regular gauges. We got our temperature controls, gas, tach, and speedometer. And then down here is our reverse button. To get this into reverse, we need to be in neutral, and then you can press that button there to put it into the reverse gear. Fairly neat, pretty comfortable. One of the biggest things I would say for a car that, you know, I'm 6'1", so I'm a pretty average size guy, maybe a little bit taller than average. And this one is super comfortable, guys. I mean, I'm sitting in here pretty normal. I've got room for my left foot to hang out. Plenty of room for my right foot to move back and forth with ease. So nice and comfortable too, which is something you just don't expect, I guess. Maybe coming as an average guy, you're thinking I'm going to get in this thing and I'm going to be in here like a tiny little something trapped in a box. But no, you got plenty of room. It's just really nice and luxurious, honestly. I love the actual build quality of everything. I love the color scheme of the almost like a cream color here with the black on top of the white. Gorgeous. This specific model has been dressed up a little bit to look like a Super Ligaro, so I'm not sure which pieces are going to be exactly for that, but we will take a look.
What can I say that you can't see for yourself on the exterior of this gorgeous car? I think I would probably bring your attention to the aggressive body lines that lend to the sense of standing speed the Lambo seems to have. That type of look that makes a still picture of them seem to peel right off the page. And this one looks especially good with the addition of the Super Ligaro carbon fiber wing. The black accents the white so well across the entire car, making this Lambo a beautiful example of when engineering meets artistry. And we have to take a peek at this 5.0 V10 engine putting out 513 horsepower at 8,000 RPM, creating 376 foot-pounds of torque to all four wheels. And of course, I have to let you hear it start up. with that, let's take this Lamborghini for a drive.
All right, so guys, we're in a Lamborghini Gallardo. One of the things I would say about the driving experience that's really unique about this car is that all-wheel drive, for sure, gives you all that grip. I mean, it's right where you need it. The paddle shifters give you a good feel for what's actually on the road. Nice, okay. But as far as driver feel here in the Lambo, I'd say, you know, it's a little rougher than the Ferrari that we drove in the last review, the 430. It does feel a lot more raw, though. That's kind of the feeling I get from it. It's as if it wants to give me a whole hell of a lot more than what I'm giving it. Obviously, driving at safe highway speeds, but obviously with the limited road we have, we can't really give her all she's got. So I feel like it's got this feeling of pent-up aggression. She wants to hurt me, is what I'm trying to tell you. But it still feels handleable. It doesn't feel out of my control in that way of like, I feel like we're gonna crash in a heartbeat. No. It's more that I know that I can give this thing some more beans and it'll take them. So it's more in that feeling of control is very much right on the edge, and it's very easy to see where somebody could lose control of one of these things. But other than that, I mean, it does feel good. I'm relaxed. We aren't really enjoying the music because we want to avoid some copyright, obviously. But I mean, it's comfortable enough. I mean, I drove all the way up here in a four-door sedan, and I'd say it's just about as comfortable. I don't have quite as much leg room on my left leg, I guess, but sacrifices, right? As far as any kind of storage in here, I don't see any cup holders or anything to that effect. So that might be a problem for some people, but I would not want to drink or eat into something like this. I think that if you're driving something like this, you're going to get food, not so much trying to carry it with you. I do like that it has on the gauges here, you have an actual oil pressure gauge and an oil temperature gauge. Keep an eye on both of those. It's really nice. And a battery voltage gauge, which isn't as nice. You don't necessarily need that all the time, but. And then over here, I've got a coolant temperature sensor gauge. I've got a RPM gauge, speedometer, and some of the little stuff in this center here is showing me what gear and so forth that I'm in as we're driving along. It's also got like temperature and so forth. And I'm certain that if I dare to do so, I could probably change some settings on that to display other things, such as the mileage and so forth, but possibly the amount of gas we have left. Other than what I've already talked about, guys, I think that this vehicle, honestly, it performs exactly as it probably was intended. It gives you a raw, natural feel of that power in the engine, but also gives you the stability of all-wheel drive and the suspension that can handle a lot more than what a lot of people are trying to say, or at least what I have been told. We've been on this road up and down it completely with bumps and everything else. Nothing has felt unstable, out of control or anything like that wasn't intentionally done. So when I put the foot down, things can get spicy, but that's only if you're putting your foot down. So if you're keeping it safe and you're driving normal, God, there's no safety issues of driving this thing. Power is right there. That's probably the best part about it, is just how quickly I can spool up power. There's no wait time. There's no, turbo lag or anything like that. So It all goes super quick, super fast. So as the owner of this Lambo, how do you feel it compares to the Ferrari that you own?
They're different animals.
Yeah.
Lamborghini, it's a lot more raw. Heck, you've driven both of them now in depth, and
Yeah, that was one thing I had mentioned driving it quite a few times, was just the raw sense, the feeling that you got from it. Like,
I feel you have a Dodge, right?
yes, yeah.
Regardless of the engine, they build those to represent a raw ride, right? It's
right.
supposed to be old school muscle car,
yeah.
and that's their objective. And to me, that is what that is. It's the exotic muscle car.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah,
Even if a Ferrari has the same horsepower, it doesn't feel as raw.
Right.
It doesn't feel as
I'd agree.
rubber to the road.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. What's the maintenance like on these? I mean, are they like the Ferrari? Is there some sort of...
It's really, really similar. The concept and philosophies of the engine and drivetrain are very similar. They're the same. There's two of everything, and everything's identified.
Left and right.
If there's a problem with left and right, there's only a few things it could be. If there's an issue with the left, is there an issue with the right? It's very easy to diagnose. The parts are almost all Volkswagen Auto Group Audi parts, so they're not horribly expensive overall if you buy them right.
Right.
And they're easy for you and me to work on. You know, you and I could maintain one of these no problem.
Right. One of the things that I think I found really interesting is the interchangeability of some of the parts, like the headlights being off of some other, Audi model or a Volkswagen model. And that interchangeability, once you figured it out, I mean, that's pretty neat. I mean, and that'd save you probably a lot of money in the end too. Some of the price differences I was seeing was, the difference between $700 and $7,000.
That's exactly right.
And just what was stamped on the back of it.
And in reality, the same parts for normal everyday drivers, they are a little bit more, but not obnoxious.
Yeah, which that's awesome. That's awesome. I really like that about it. Considering that, part of the ownership of any car is going to be the maintenance and what you're going to have to put down on it. So, considering that,
let me ask you this. I mean, you have two cars that you've driven extensively. If you had to pick one to sit in your garage, which one would it be?
People are probably going to expect one answer, but it's honestly the Ferrari.
Yeah.
It really is. Because
The answer everyone will be.
yes, that's probably the answer everybody expects. But now we're talking about a comparison. I guess probably a more fair comparison for this Lamborghini would probably be: would you rather have, the Gallardo, or would you rather have an R8, an Audi R8? And I mean, if
The Lamborghini name, even if they're the same price, they perform the same.
Exactly. There's one that definitely is going to draw the eye.
Has a name,
the attention.
and that's the only thing that makes it different.
Exactly. This complete non-car person is going to see an Audi R8. They're going to look at it and they're going to look right on by it because it doesn't typically look like what it is. And this looks like what it is.
Yeah.
It has the looks. It has the speed. It has everything.
Now, a month ago, you and I were talking about these two, and I had a comparison to the two different cars.
Right.
Do you feel now that you have had seat time in both?
I would agree. Yeah. You got to go back to our older video. I'm going to link it up here in the top corner. I don't know if it's on this side or this side, but we're going to put it up there. You're going to have to go back and find out what he's talking about. But yes, I absolutely agree. One definitely has more of the high school sweetheart feel. Absolutely.
One loves you.
Yeah. The other one, not so much.
not.
She's here for what she's here for. So yeah, definitely think, like you said, have a drive of both. I definitely agree.
That's great.
So.
Well, that's it for this Chrispy Reviews video. What did you guys think? Is the Gallardo one of your favorites? Be sure to let me know in the comments section. And a huge thank you to Jason for having us out once again and allowing us to take such an amazing look at his car. And special thanks to his daughter Piper. She went out of her way to make me this awesome shirt. I honestly can't believe I have fans, and especially one so creative. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately though, that is my time, so if you like this video, please leave me a like, and if you subscribe, just know that I appreciate it. But until next time, this has been Chrispy Driver, and have yourself a wonderful day!